With the sad but necessary cancellations ahead of the Yarra, Round the Island is shaping up to be the biggest long-distance event on our calendar this year. 97 crews have entered the 7,000 metre race taking place this weekend. If you're involved, please watch this briefing video from start to finish to make sure you know all the rules and traffic pattern for race day. Before you get on the water, remember to check over all of your equipment on trestles and grab your bow number from the bow number hut. If you have any medical conditions, please report them to Regatta Control or the head umpire, Brett Ralph. Check these timings of the boating areas. The pontoon swaps at 9:20, so if you need to boat outgoing after that, you must use the beach. Time to pay attention. This traffic pattern is quite different to usual. Lanes 2 and 4 are no row lanes today. Use lane 0 and 1 to travel south to the start line. You can loop back in lane 3 to travel north up to the 1500 metre mark to warm up more if you need. Remember to look both ways when turning and give way to oncoming traffic. Please try to marshal yourselves on the way up to the start line and arrive between 5 and 10 minutes before your start time. To prevent congestion, if you reach the 750 metre beach well ahead of time, please pull in and wait. Remember to keep this area clear. When you reach the starting pontoon, follow the instructions of all boat race officials to move around the back of the pontoon in racing order. Remember to be patient with other crews and communicate with each other to avoid incidents. Crews will be sent off one at a time in 30-second intervals with 2 to 5 minutes of break between events, so be prepared to move quickly and let crews through if they are starting ahead of you. When it's your turn to race, the starter will call your crew to move up alongside the pontoon in lane 8 with a 30-second warning. The starter will then call a 10-second warning and then your crew will be signalled to go. An umpire will be located on the footpath at this point to call go when the timer starts. Once up and racing, travel down lane 8 for about 1500 metres until the opening past the hotel. Here, crews need to exit the regatta course and travel around the back of the island, keeping to the bank on the rower's bow side. There are 4 bridges throughout the course and some pretty tight corners, so all coxswains and rowers should familiarise themselves with this race course map. It's available on Rowing Manager. Boat race officials will be positioned at the major corners and all bridges to ensure the safety of the crews and compliance with the course rules. As always, safety is the #1 priority, so if you see a crew in trouble at any point, please stop and check if they are okay or if they need assistance. All the bridges have 3 arches, and in the interest of everyone's safety, crews may only pass through the middle or the arches on the rower's bow side, with the exception of the final bridge before the finish line. There is to be no overtaking under bridges, 1 boat per arch. The rule that the slower crew must yield within 50 metres applies everywhere on this course. The exception is that the crew in front gets right of way in the bridge. If you are obviously going to be caught within 100 metres of a bridge, you must let the faster crew take the shorter course. For these bridges, the faster line is the centre arch. For this bridge, it is the bow side arch. I must reiterate to coxswains and strokes, please yield to the faster crew. We cannot guarantee that recreational craft will not be using the lake, so it is important that you stay on the correct side and only use the correct arches. Failing to do so will result in your time not being counted. These 2 large corners will have 2 marked buoys that you must clear, implemented for safety's sake. Failure to navigate around these will result in disqualification. When you come to the final bridge just before the finish line, go through the middle or stroke side arch so that you can head directly to the finish line on the eastern side of the course. Note that you're moving against the normal traffic flow. The finish line will be identified by 2 red square buoys in line with the finishing tower. Crews are to travel towards the finish line by keeping the large yellow buoys to the rower's bow side, then pass between the 2 red buoys in lanes 5, 6 or 7. Then you're finished, yay! Please keep moving after the finish line, rowing lightly for about 100 metres or until your crew passes the large buoy in the middle of lane 4. Turn west around this buoy when it is safe to do so and then move north on the course in lane 3. When you've crossed the finish line, turn west again and proceed to land in normal fashion. A quick note for coaches, radios or phones are not to be used to communicate with crews while racing. Automatic disqualification of a crew will occur if this is seen by boat race officials. Cycling along to follow a crew is also not permitted on the regatta course on race day. Boat race officials will be monitoring this and will disqualify crews if coaches are seen cycling along the 2K course path. Please ask any boat race officials if you have any clarifying questions on race day. They're there to help you and keep you safe. Remember to use our incident reporting tool if anything happens that we need to be aware of. Race well, have fun, and we'll see you on the water.